Hello and welcome to this ICETOL 2026 video presentation. My name is Maria Vlasia and I will present a paper from the Industrial Laboratory to the Browser, an open access half-tone simulator for vocational and distance graphic arts education. This is joint work with George Korakakis of the University of West Attica and Konstantinos Dalla Costa of the Second Model General Lyceum of Athens. Our paper presents Raster Halftone Lab, a free browser-based simulation laboratory for teaching halftone pre-press. Let us start with the teaching challenge. In print production, invisible algorithms, halftoning, color separation, tone value increase silently decide how every printed image looks. These ideas are hard to teach with static media. A textbook can show a finished rosette or a moire pattern, but the learner cannot change the parameters that generate them. And in distance and hybrid learning, the problem becomes sharper because the shared print laboratory, the presses, the proofs, the loops, is exactly the resource our learners cannot reach. Educational research gives us good reasons to respond with simulation. Interactive simulations, where learners manipulate a model and see immediate feedback, consistently support learning. Virtual laboratories can complement and sometimes substitute physical ones. And the FED project showed that free, carefully designed browser simulations can reach classrooms around the world. But the halftone pre-press, a domain at the core of graphic arts curricula, no comparable open simulation environment existed. That is the gap our project addresses. So let me introduce Raster Halftone Lab. It's a zero installation client-side web application built with HTML5 and the Canvas API. It runs in any modern browser with no backend and nothing to install. You simply open a link. The current version offers 8 interactive panels from a single halftone dot to full CMYK rosettes and perception effects. The software is open access under an MIT license archived on Zenodo with the DOI, and you can try it right now at the addresses on this slide. Our instructional goal has a name: parametric literacy. We define it as the ability to translate visual intentions into explicit numerical and algorithmic choices, and to anticipate their perceptual and production consequences. A client asks for smoother skin tones or no moire on a fabric. The professional must answer these numbers: a screen ruling, an angle, a dot shape, a substrate. The simulator connects these two worlds with immediate visual and numerical feedback. This is a design and development case study in the tradition of developmental research. We worked in 3 phases. First, instructional analysis. We defined our audiences: upper secondary vocational students and first-year university students, and mapped core concepts and common misconceptions. Second, we modeled each pre-press phenomenon as a transparent, inspectable model, never a black box. Parametric spot functions, Floyd-Steinberg error diffusion, Bayer differing, a substrate-dependent dot gain curve, and a contrast sensitivity function. Third, we implemented everything as a zero installation web application with numerical readouts everywhere. The result is organized into 8 interactive panels, which you see here. What matters most is that they share one parameter vocabulary: tone, screen ruling, resolution, angle, dot shape, substrate, ink, and viewing distance appear again and again. A learner who meets screen ruling in the first panel meets it again in the rosette panel, in the halftone cell, and in the perception panels. Here is what the simulator makes visible. These are tone ramps from 0 to 100% rendered by the application's own algorithms with 3 different strategies. On the left, the classic AM clustered dot. The grid is fixed, and only the dot size grows. In the middle, Bagger ordered dithering with its characteristic periodic texture. On the right, Floyd-Steinberg error diffusion, aperiodic with no fixed angle at all. Placed side by side, every difference becomes a question that students can investigate themselves. The separation panel connects single-channel screening to real 4-color reproduction. Any image is separated in real time into cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, each channel screened at its own conventional angle. Below the composite, you can see the 4 individual plates. Learners view the result at loop-level zoom, the way a professional would inspect a printed sheet. When the 4 screens overprint at the correct angles, they form a stable rosette, and the panel automatically detects whether it's clear-centered or dot-centered. But every angle is a slider. Move one channel by a few degrees and low-frequency moire appears immediately. Real paper pushes back. The simulator models tone value increase, dot gain, as substrate-dependent gain that peaks in the mid-tones. About 14% on coated gloss paper and up to 28% on newsprint. The same model fits every panel, so switching the substrate visibly thickens the mid-tones, warms the paper white, and shrinks the usable tonal range. And when do the dots disappear? The CSF panel combines screen ruling and viewing distance into cycles per degree and places the result on the monosaccharin contrast sensitivity function. The illusion panel makes the same point by experience. Close up, you see dots. From far away, you see tone. Importantly, the simulator is honest about its own medium. A sampling risk indicator warns when moire on the screen is an artifact of the monitor and not a property of the raster. One tool, 3 classrooms. In upper secondary vocational education, the panels support teacher-guided demonstration and exploratory inquiry, predict, manipulate, describe. In first-year programs, the same modules support quantitative work, verifying the gray level formula or reading dot gain compensation from the curves. And in distance and blended learning, Zero installation means that a teacher can demonstrate over video, share a parameters recipe in the learning management system, and assign asynchronous exploration with the same feedback and the same language for every participant. To conclude, lightweight browsing laboratories can make complex pre-pressed relationships visible, adjustable, and discussable. A shared parameter vocabulary builds parametric literacy from vocational school to university, and the tool is open access and ready to use today. The links and the DOI are on this slide. Our next step is classroom evaluation, learning outcomes, usability, and the transfer of parametric reasoning to authentic production tasks. Thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to your questions and comments.